Now with the bombshell testimony consuming Capitol Hill this morning, fired FBI Director James Comey, just hours away from his appearance before the Senate Intelligence Committee, it is being called Washington, D.C. Super Bowl, bars opening early for watch parties. And this isn't the first time Capitol drama became must-see TV. Our chief national correspondent, Tom Llamas, is here with the hearings that made history. Good morning, Tom.
George, good morning to you. From primetime news conferences to congressional hearings, when politics and drama collide, so many want to tune in. This morning, all eyes on fired FBI Director James Comey and that expected testimony on his interactions with President Trump. A showdown with the potential to match those other unforgettable moments from the nation's capital.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Yes.
President Bill Clinton in 1998 forced to admit on primetime television before 70 million people his relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong.
Every moment gripping the nation, including the impeachment hearings.
The evidence suggests that the 8 months included false statements under oath, false statements to the American people.
Earlier, those sexual harassment allegations against then Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas, which he denied. The drama playing out in real time, more than 20 million tuning in.
He would turn the conversation to a discussion of sexual matters. His conversations were very vivid.
This is a circus. It's a national disgrace. And from my standpoint, as a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks.
And in the 80s, Oliver North brought his feisty lawyer to answer questions about Iran-Contra.
Let the witness object if he wishes to.
Well, sir, I'm not a potted plant. I'm here as the lawyer. That's my job.
But maybe most famous of all, the investigation into Watergate.
Well, I'm not a crook.
That had the most dramatic finale of all.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
That famous wave and unforgettable exit on live television. And the difference now, of course, social media and a president who isn't afraid to tell us exactly how he feels in real time when these events play out, George.
It is a huge difference. Again, so far he is not on Twitter this morning. Tom Llamas, thanks very much. Let's get more on this now from Cokie Roberts. And Cokie, going through that Tom's piece right there, seeing all those historic hearings, which one does this one remind you of the most?
Well, obviously, the comparison to Watergate has been here all along, and Democrats keep saying it over and over again. But look, Comey did something very clever yesterday, which was to release his testimony so that he's given the senators time to prepare their questions. And questions are, of course, what we'll be looking for today. And that's where the Watergate hearings made such an incredible difference. Something like 85% of the American people saw those hearings, George.
And you make me think, as you talk about the questions about the possibility of orchestrated exchanges coming up. Remember, in the Watergate hearings, of course, they had that exchange with the president's advisor, Herb Butterfield, who revealed the existence of the tapes. And that's one of the questions out there today. Is Comey holding back one big surprise?
That's a huge question. Now, the Republicans have to be careful because you also saw that example of Oliver North. And Democrats beating up on Oliver North during the Iran-Contra hearings made him a subject of tremendous sympathy to the American people. So both sides have to be careful here, but they also really want to get information out, and they also want to star a little bit in these hearings.
One big difference here, this is a hearing, a high-profile hearing at the very beginning of the process when the Special Prosecutor's Counsel has just been appointed.
Right, and so it's very important not to give any witnesses in these hearings immunity, because I think that is something that really did taint the entire Iran-Contra process. But, you know, as Senator McCain has said, that the fact that Comey is testifying, he thinks, means that Mueller has said, go ahead and testify and everything will be okay. But, you know, hearings have a way of developing in very surprising fashion. And so, you know, I'm going to be watching. I suspect you'll be telling us what's going on.
Along with everybody else in the country, I think, today. Okay, Cokie, thanks very much. And, of course, I'll be anchoring our live coverage of the testimony starting at 10 Eastern right here on ABC.